Designing for a ruin is unlike any other kind of project because you're not starting from a building, you're starting from what's been lost. This small stone church sits in the South Australian countryside, surrounded by open grassland around a wooded patch. The setting is vast and beautiful, with that huge horizon that makes every structure feel small. The walls of the church still stand, weathered and sun-bleached, but the roof and interior have long gone, leaving only a shell, a beautiful fragment of what was once a place of gathering. It would have been easy to imagine enclosing it again, rebuilding the roof, glazing the openings, and turning it back into a single contained volume. But to do that here felt wrong. The landscape has so much space and light that to close it off again would make the ruin feel heavy and confined. The more we looked at it, the more it became clear that the power of this place lies in its openness, in the way it blurs into the land around it. So the question became, how can we make it habitable again without taking that away? We started to think of the ruin not as a single structure, but as a series of fragments. Rather than one compact building, the design begins to spread out into the landscape, forming a sequence of light, separate pavilions that stay low to the ground and touch the site gently. The ruin itself stays as the anchor, the heart of the project, and everything else radiates from it. So let me show you how it all comes together. As you first approach the old ruin, you can see that we propose stabilizing it with some structural steels. These are fully exposed and purely functional. Their sole purpose is to hold up the stone walls and stop the decay from progressing any further. There are also some shutters, again in a utilitarian steel finish, that cover the old door and window openings and protect the structure from the road as you approach. They're there for privacy and security and can be slid back when you're using the space. As you come closer to the ruin, you start to see how those steel beams extend outwards and begin to shape another fragmented structure off to the side. The simple vertical and horizontal planes rest on top of and perpendicular to those steel beams, forming this framed space between them that you can glimpse beginning to become something inhabitable. Sliding back the metal door, you can look straight through to the far end and continue your view out across the surrounding grasslands and trees. What you're presented with are two opposites, connected and dependent on each other. On one side, you have the stone ruin with its pitched gable walls, now roofless and long since taken over by a tree and by the grassland that spills out from it. On the other, you have this contrasting sculptural slab and glass box that creates shade, shelter, and stark modernism, while visibly being structurally contained by the same steel beams that are holding the ruin together. The connecting element in all of this then is the structure itself. The same steel that supports and stabilizes the stone walls becomes the language for the new parts. Slender frames that extend outwards, forming roofs, thresholds, and edges. Those pieces define how you move through the site from the open ruin to more sheltered spaces and finally out again towards the pool and horizon beyond. What emerged is a building that's less about enclosure and more about experience, moving between light and shade, ruin and structure, openness and shelter. It keeps the poetry of what was lost, while quietly adding back the possibility of inhabiting it again. The overlap between the two opposites also extends into the cluster of sculptural objects that are creeping into the ruin. Steps, a cantilevered table, and an outdoor kitchen are scattered within the ruined walls and provide a place to barbecue and enjoy the framed openings and the open sky above. When you climb back out of the ruin, you can enter the enclosure of a glass box slotted within those stabilizing steels and hovering beneath a horizontal slab of structure. There's a walkway through here that takes you back outside to the parking area. and you have different options for entering this glass space so that it can be opened up to allow the breeze to flow through in much the same way that the ruin itself remains open to the elements. The dining space here is formed not by walls, but by a central mass, which holds multiple functions within it and acts as the boundary between the different uses in the overall composition. It has a kitchen to one side that moves around to a living area, enjoying views out over the grassland. With a concealed utility area behind and a bathroom beneath. A staircase then takes you up to a bedroom platform that intentionally pulls away from the ceiling, allowing it to hover above and keep everything as open as possible. Outside, a walkway leads up to a pool that directs your views out towards the surrounding landscape and gives you a chance to look back at the arrangement of fragmented buildings behind you. Before we head on, I want to talk to you briefly about Brilliant, because the way this learning platform teaches complex ideas through simple interactive visuals really reflects the principles of good design. Turning difficult concepts into something clear and engaging is no small feat, and that is exactly what Brilliant does so well. It helps you truly understand real-world subjects like maths, science, data, and programming, not just memorize them. What makes it so compelling though is how it teaches. You don't just sit and watch videos, you actually do things. You drag, tap, test ideas, and get instant feedback. It's all visual and interactive, so you really absorb what you're learning. Their approach has been proven to be 6 times more effective than traditional lecture videos because it gets you actively problem solving rather than passively listening, which I find way more engaging and productive. If that sounds like something you'd enjoy too, you can try Brilliant for free by going to the link in the description, which is brilliant.org/Gemma, or just scan the QR code on screen. Using this link will also give you an exclusive 20% off an annual premium subscription, which gives you unlimited daily access to everything on Brilliant. Tucked off to the side, there's another smaller structure that uses the same language of structural steels, horizontals, and verticals to contain a master bedroom fully immersed into the landscape. A small wardrobe and shower room tucked around the back lead you on a discreet route behind the bed, and that gives you access to the full expanse of space and views all around. Now, if you're interested in how I design as an architect and you are trying to translate this into your own home, I have created a program for you where I can support you and teach you my exact step-by-step method. I'm going to be launching it very soon, so if you sign up at my website, gemmawheeler.com, then I'll keep you updated and hopefully we can work together. If you're new here, have a look at all my other videos. There's plenty more where this came from, and I'll see you next time.